Hi, Pisces. Cancer season. You may be feeling bare, or that you're bearing a lot. And I mean that in the sense that you're showing a lot of yourself. You may need to reveal yourself. You're bringing to justice something in your life where you feel more free. Your focus is on just that. Cancer season comes in very quickly with everyone this month so far, and is saying you need to, or asking you, if you choose freedom now, what will be at your fingertips is karma, and it will clearing up a lot of karma, clearing up and offering a whole new way of doing things. You may also find that you have offers from a Libra or an Aries, or quickly a Libra is very sure of you, and it could be a really good thing. It seems very open, very freeing, you're very ready to bare yourself, to show yourself, and you may feel very capable of it. And again, that sense of justice, you feel like you're getting justice for something that for karma, and something you may have been weighing out. Very Libran, you might have been weighing out this decision, and now Cancer season is like, well, and then you're revealed to the part of you that is interested in power. When you're more interested in power than gaining power from how you decide to live, not just having power over people. And when you see that side of yourself that likes that, and you reveal to yourself that exposure to yourself in a way that is uncomfortable for you, even though you do it, but uncomfortable for it to be revealed to you, because through this it's going to become very clear. And by the new moon in Cancer, you'll become very aware of it. Your sign is also in Jupiter, which is in retrograde, which seems like it's clearing up some money, balancing out some things, lifting some weights, even debts. And Neptune is also going retrograde in your sign right after the full moon. So before Venus enters Virgo, which will be the opposite of you, this is important to notice, is what's been holding you back from letting go of the power that isn't actually helpful to you. It's also unnecessary, because as the ocean, the whole point is to heal. So wherever you are scared to go, Cancer season's like, well, kind of going to bring that wave to you right away. That current's going to be directed towards you. And it's like you can't escape it this month either. So like it also could be a very karmic month for you in the sense of you can't escape the decision you have to make. And if it's about cutting someone out of your life, maybe even a Pisces, or cutting out this part of yourself, or really seeing it and needing it, like needing this like overblown sense of, and almost demanding you look at it. It's very revealing for you, even for yourself, because you know how much it stings. If there is a Pisces in your life, they just understand that they may be feeling it too, and not to take anything, maybe just to understand that and move as directed from that kind of advice. So just proceed with caution, especially if this is someone who is wishy-washy, is more about what, you know, those people that you only hang out with and you do certain things because that's what you do together. Sometimes it's things that make you stuck and feel like this is the best way to do things, like and if you have an addiction, that's on you, but if indulging in anything that's going to make this harder for you and it's self-inflicted, just know that the karma's still going to work even though you do that. Here's the thing. All of that is showing up to tell you, like, now is the time to understand this. And if there's a person in your life that this is connected to, or a memory of a person, or a person that once held a certain place in your life or your mind, just know that and if this is about someone or a relationship that's kept you stuck, just know that once you notice it's kept you stuck, it's really important that you allow all the good to move you through it and past it, because it was parts of you that was too young to understand almost. That's like what this feels like. And if there's a Virgo in your life, it's a very good thing. It seems like you're both becoming unstuck together. It's both happening at the same time. This also could be when Venus moves into Virgo by the end of the season, so the 21st, and you feel very capable. Once it hits Leo season, you'll feel more capable about expressing and being more extroverted. Right now is about becoming very aware of where you need to see where power is more important than how you decide your life. Because if you can do something else and even make more money or be happier, in the sense where you don't feel so constrained or like you're chasing that old way of thinking, it's not going to work anyway. And it's like an immature thing. So this maturity, like, the Fool isn't immature because he's having, like, he's just like going about his life. No, he chooses that alongside of the responsibility. So that's the Justice in the Fool, the Aries and Libra cusp. It's like there's something that it's this ability to move back and forth, right? Putting integrity in motion, putting responsibility in motion. What does that mean to you? And then also having fun while you do it, or enjoying the process. And you've long been held in this very Capricorn way, even Pisces, your way of life, where, you know, things are hard. Things go like this. That was a screw that fell out. Things screw in like this. Sometimes things fall out. Sometimes things fall apart. Doesn't mean they can't be fixed. Doesn't mean it won't come back together. It just may not be in the ways that you used to think. It may not be in the ways that once worked. Now you're seeing that maturity doesn't have anything to do with being serious all the time, or growing up and, you know, working that regular weekly schedule that, you know, and it's okay if you do that 9 to 5 every day. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. And then, like, you know, and overindulging on the weekends, very extreme way of living, that you have to outgrow that at some point. And you're starting to see that if you really want to move forward, where you feel more confident in yourself, like you do at the beginning of the month, where things just like seem to, open up for you. And then you kind of hit what happens when you feel that confident. And sometimes when you're bearing so much of yourself, you also want to take, like, as if you made it all happen, and you did, but the universe has to do it too. And there's this gratitude that you're going to start to feel for as this starts to merge together. Feel for yourself as it starts to merge together. And Cancer season is showing up as a strong force, so that you move the current in a way that life is now showing you. And that wheel won't even need any air to keep going. It'll just keep going. It's the water season, it's the flow. And because you're willing, and so willing, maybe not completely willing in the beginning, but you're so willing to take a look at who you are now, who you want to become, who you used to be, how much you've grown. And there's this one place in your life that's just constantly shows up. And it's funny because I just said it to Virgo, which is your opposing sign, is that there's things that sometimes we don't want to let go of because we like it. Even if it's really not good for us, or that thought process, or that habit, or that group of people. It's not that they can't be good for you. It's how you show up when you're around them, or you show up when you're in that situation. It's this little thing that seeps into your character in different ways when you're even given even when you indulge in your own insecurities. It's time for you to, it's like a confrontation with yourself. It's like this check with yourself where I'm checking you and saying, like, yeah, it's okay to have insecurities. We all do. I understand that now. I always understood that. I'm really good at that. Why does it feel like this right now? Well, it's just, there may be a part of you when you were younger that didn't get the certain attention that you needed, or this part of you didn't get the attention that you needed, that you need to hear it now. And it's coming through, even through an opportunity of love where you are reflected in it. You're reflected in that opportunity of love, where someone's offering you something that seems to be exactly what you want, and then all of a sudden it shifts, and the way that you respond is not how you would have even a few months ago. So that in itself is necessary to celebrate and to understand, and to know that you finally come out of this cycle that's been happening for a while, and you're standing up in deciding that things are different, that you're starting to see how easily it can be to be pulled into something that just because you're around or in that vicinity doesn't mean you need to be pulled into it. And there may be a Virgo in your life. Just know that they're going to be unattainable this month to most people. So if they're in your life right now and towards the end of this month, as things start to move even more in a direction that that feels like it's less pressure, they just know that they will show up by that time. So not to expect too much of them at this moment in time, but to acknowledge even more how, difficult it can be to confront these things, but you do it all the time. This one's just something that you may have held on to for a while because it was just easier. And yes, Cancer has comfort, yes, but does Cancer like a challenge? Absolutely. Do you like a challenge? Depends. What's the power dynamic? What's happening? Now, it's like there's also this neutrality. You go into the month with that, but also like thrilled and open, and then all of a sudden it narrows in, and then all of a sudden it comes back out to that neutral, content, things are moving. So it's it's a pattern. This month is a patterning in the current for you. Okay, we'll look at the cards. Information to work with me one-on-one is below. This painting behind me is made by none other than a Cancer herself. I almost said Pisces, no, Cancer season. Her information, her art, Jessica Daly art, her Instagram will be below as well. And the extended reading where I clarify and go more in depth into this, especially into these Aries, Libra, Aries, Pisces, Virgo, the Jupiter transit. The retrogrades are actually expanding you. It's just in a way that's when you have to expand something, contraction is necessary too. So we'll talk about it. All right, I'll see you in a sec. All right. Hi, Pisces. So this thing about karma, regardless, it's very strong in this reading. So when you're given the opportunity, like this very clear view to go for it, and it's about there's faith too. It's about believing in yourself and believing that this is the option being like given to you. And it's because things are clearing up. Another thing that I didn't mention before is about the planets going retrograde in your signs, is that it's kind of giving everyone a glimpse of like your world almost. And that's good for you. It does give you a lot of power too, because you understand everyone, and you understand by seeing it. You understand by how people act and shift, or you can notice that in them. So it's enhancing that capability, which is interesting because it's retrograde, but not all retrogrades are quote unquote bad. They're just this illusion. And you already always like have some like that kind of dreamy like structure always with you, whether it's in the way you talk, the way you think, the speed of your talking, how you do things. It just shows up. It's this very specific trait that you have, and it's also about being that playful part of yourself. Most Pisces I know are hilarious, especially women. The women Pisces I know. But also going back to that, of just because you have and are capable of doing that, just be, a little more cautious of how you handle things, because you know and understand, or may understand, why everyone or certain people in your life are appearing in a way that isn't as tasteful as before, or isn't as, you're just seeing them differently. And it's because it's enhancing all of that, especially through the middle of the month when it's like the middle of Cancer season and we're like, what's going on? It's beneficial to you. The moon also rules Cancer, so by the new moon, that'll become more obvious to you, and if you forget, just hopefully something can remind you of that. But if it's you, also don't lead anyone on right now. And also, any karma is going to move quickly. So whether it's good karma, positive or negative karma, it's gonna roll in. There's something that all of this does, even though it may be very uncomfortable for you to think about and be a little bit more cautious, even though you are to an extent. It's going to heal something, or heal a part of something that's held you back from a certain receptivity, because you're already very receptive, but there's a specific healing, and I think it's very to do with your body, which is changing everything for you. It's a different way, and you are getting used to that too. You're a sign of comfort as well. All water signs have their own specific comforts, and it's not that you don't like change, it's more about the change being out of your hands. So karma's out of your hands. And no matter what kind you're receiving. If there is a Libra in your life, they are in a place where they seem very free and capable. They are coming up first. So you might have one on your mind, or you're with one, or it's just a coming together, and they may help you see this clarity, or they are supportive of the newfound freedom that you're feeling. If there's an Aries, just notice why they're coming back into your life, because I feel like it's someone you already know. But just be neutral. Aries are very excitable, loving people, but just notice like what's shifting as this person's coming back into your life. That's all. That's it. If there's another Pisces in your life, or if this is you, just be careful of who you make promises to, knowing if you can or cannot keep them. Notice if you are where you think maturity is, but it's really not. It's really a place where you need to acknowledge a certain part of you, and it's projecting in this certain way possibly. And throughout the middle of the season, it'll become more apparent to you the more that you realize what's kept you, or what has caused this certain part to be seen. So Cancer season is basically giving you a patterned wave from start to finish, more freedom. And hey, it's an opening. All right. All the information is below, Pisces. And I will do the extended next, which we get into deeper into all of this. I love you and see you next month.